thing I expected was to end up with a white man. You don't like white people, do you? Why don't you like white people? She asked insistently, invading my personal space with her hot, alcohol-soaked breath. It's not that I don't like white people, I thought, as I watched her do one of those white girl hair flips. It's that I don't like you. But that wasn't entirely true. On one level, she was right. I didn't like white people. I liked many white people as individuals, but the concept of white people, well, that was another story. I was 10 years old, new to Chicago and new to this country, when my 5th grade teacher decided she was going to demote me. She assumed I was stupid without ever talking to me. She stood there in her prim little skirt and white tucked-in blouse, lips pursed while saying to my dad, "Mr. Ramos, your daughter isn't speaking in class, and I don't think she understands what's going on. She may do better in a class with other Spanish-speaking students." Fuck. She didn't even bother to find out we weren't Mexican. My dad's rage was something to behold. He championed me and put her in her place in the very same breath. There is no way you are demoting my child, not my child who was reading by the age of 3 and is probably smarter than you. Period, end of story. Did I mention my dad's a baller and a superhero? Good-looking, magnetic, and charismatic. He owns every room he enters, is 10 steps ahead of everyone else, and is generous to a fault. I was 17 when he bought his first Mercedes. He was so proud he even got vanity plates. MJ Ramos, right there for all the world to see. One day we got pulled over by a white police officer for reasons I can't recall. And right before my very eyes, my brave, brilliant maverick of a father was transformed. "Yes, sir." "No, sir." "I'm sorry, sir." The white-hot, bitter bile of rage rose in my throat as the ordeal went on and on and on. And then there was Eugene, at 6'2", 240 pounds, caramel-colored skin, and locks down to his shoulders. He had a smile that lit up an entire room. The 6 years we spent together were an object lesson in what it means to be a black man in America. Women clutching their purses as they scurried away in fear as he walked by. Security following us around in department stores. Co-workers at Leo Burnett calling him a monkey on the office group chat. There was a bitter pill to swallow almost every single day. What did that chick from the party say again? Why didn't I like white people? All my life, I had only dated men of color. I knew in my heart of hearts that I needed to be with someone who got it, and I didn't want to go home and have to explain racism day in and day out. So when a friend told me that I should stop eliminating options solely based on race, I was doubtful, to say the least. I first met my partner 8.5 years ago. He was only the second white guy I'd ever dated, and I was filled with reservations. Did he get it? Did he get me? Was I his first Asian, or was I just next in a long line? Did I even want to be bothered? But he snuck up on me and got past my defenses with his intelligence, loyalty, and passion for social justice, but most of all, with his humility and recognition of his own privilege. In making the choice to be open to love in whatever form it takes, I remembered how to love myself, my authentic, imperfect, and vulnerable self. Racism, it injures all of us in both subtle and catastrophic ways. I have been swimming in a sea of racism my entire life. It is in the air that I breathe, the water I drink, and in every microaggression I endure. It is pervasive, incremental, and often unseen. Without realizing it, I had given racism the power to close me off, make me smaller, to define what I could and could not have in my life. But let me be clear here. The victory is not that I ended up with a white man. He did not rescue me, save the day, or guarantee my happily ever after. Racism did not magically disappear. The victory is that despite the drunk grad school classmate, the damaged 5th grade teacher, the power-tripping white police officer, and every ignorant kid who ever told me to go back to my country, is that I am here today, standing in my own truth, with an open heart, making my own choices about whom I love and who gets to love me. Thank you very much.